I'm asking you, Bob, the science guy, what are the three critical, crucial parts of a scientific experiment? Every single one. What are they?
Well, let's see.
Go ahead, Google real fast.
If I were to pick three, I would probably say the null hypothesis and testing for the null hypothesis.
The null hypothesis is not part of the experiment. You'd fail fifth grade general science, sir.
Hold on a second.
Okay, that's fine. I fail.
Hold on a second. Sorry.
Not a problem.
The question,
I can live with that.
Bob, what are the three constituent parts of the experiment that comes after the hypothesis? It is your hypothesis test. So not the null hypothesis, but in the testing of the hypothesis, otherwise known as the experiment, what are the three main constituent parts of an experiment, Bob? Not the null.
Well,
that's wrong.
Let's see. Your independent variable, your dependent variable, and I don't know what you would consider the third one.
Controlled variables, Bob. Those are the variables that are held constant so as to not influence the interaction between the independent and dependent variable.
Works for me.
It works for you now. You are a professed scientist that didn't know the three constituent parts of an experiment. It's like a butcher that doesn't know ribeyes come from cows, sir. Thank you very much.
Whatever you
Have a nice day.
He just expressed them. He said what you said. Just because he didn't know what you were looking for.
What? Just because he didn't know the answer, Kosho? He's declaring himself as the science guy, and yet when asked a direct question about what an experiment is, he didn't know. But you think just because he doesn't know, that's an excuse, you stupid idiot.
No, I know for a
it
fact
demonstrates admirably that Bob the science guy is actually Bob the fraud guy, because he hasn't got the vaguest clue what science is. Otherwise, he'd have known that answer off the top of his head. He didn't. Demonstratively.
Nathan, you don't know the definition of scientific method, and you can't use it.
No, don't project what just happened here, Bob. You were asked a very specific question about what science is, and you failed to answer it. You're now being defended by Kosho. Apparently not knowing is okay.
Bob. You don't even understand the scientific
You're
method.
a fraud spin
Sorry, I'll say it again, Bob. Demonstratively so. You do not know what an experiment is. That was what was just demonstrated by John. That's what's just happened. So you now declaring that I don't know what science is isn't what's just been demonstrated.
I think that was a
then tell me,
fantastic
what's the
question.
independent and the dependent variable in seismology? The science of seismology. How about astronomy?
Astronomy is not
How about
science.
genetics?
That's a field of research.
Astronomy is not science.
Not directly
Sorry,
involved
Owen,
in
hold on a
scientific
second. I want to hold him to account on that.
How about
Sorry, hold on
seismology?
a second, Bob. Did you just say the science of astronomy?
Yes. Seismology is what
Oh, right. So we've just
And I
gone
said
through. Hold on, Bob.
seismology,
Bob,
I'm
it's
adding
okay, Bob.
genetics
Bob,
to it as
Bob. No need to rumpus me. So the science of astrology, we've just established.
I got another bingo card.
It's okay, Bob. You don't need to rumpus me, Bob. So
I got a third bingo card.
Yeah, all right, Bob.
Take
It's okay.
perspective,
This is
Nathan.
your only tactic. Do you know what's coming? Do you know the pummeling
Take
that you're about to
perspective,
get?
Nathan.
So we're talking about astronomy, and you're saying it's science. So, Bob, given that we've just established what a hypothesis and an experiment is, and that the experiment has an independent and dependent variable, according to you, I'd like to know what the independent variable is when the science of astronomy is being done, please. You tell me.
How about the path of a comet?
Sorry, do you know what an independent variable is?
Yeah, it's the one that you vary.
Tell me. It's the one you vary? What, as the researcher?
The one that's varied, yes.
So, a comet, would that fall into that category?
Yes.
Oh, you vary and manipulate... You vary and manipulate comets, do you?
It's been explained so many times.
Sorry, Kosho, there's no need to come to his defense again, Kosho. Yes, your teammate is about to be raped. That's correct. You can try and hold us off him, but we are going to pummel Bob, the pseudoscience guy, with his current assertion that meteors are an independent variable and can be varied and manipulated by a researcher. Is that your assertion, Bob?
No.
It is your assertion. You're just doubling back because it's wrong. So I'll ask again. If it's not,
variables.
no problem. No problem. It's not. No problem.
Nathan?
It's no problem. It's not.
Are you going to let me finish?
No. I'm going to ask again because you gave the wrong answer, Bob. So it's not the independent variable of meteors. So I'll ask again. What is the independent variable when you're doing the science? Oh, he's talking again of astronomy. Not meteors.
Meteors
just said that isn't.
Meteors and comets would be great ones.
We've just established that they're not independent variables because they're not variable by the researcher. We just established that, Bob, you circle-jerking retard. It seems you can't keep up with the conversation. So no, I'd like you to tell me the independent variable that these astrophysicists are varying and manipulating to cause the effect of the of the phenomena that they are observing.
You're misapplying the definition, Nathan.
No, you just told us what is required in an experiment. You told us, Bob. Okay?
You need to have an independent and a dependent variable.
Excellent. So I'll ask again. In the astrophysicists' realm of science, what is their independent variable that they're varying and manipulating to cause the effect of the phenomena that they're observing?
I've already answered that, Nathan.
Yeah, you said comets. Now I'm going to declare that you're a complete fucking idiot. Because comets are not varied and manipulated by researchers, are they, Bob? So that makes you a fucktard.
It's enough to know this.
Oh, Kosho's here again. Hey, Kosho. Hey, Kosho. Is it nice watching him getting battered? Do you need to defend him? Pull us off him? While we point out just how big a fucktard he is? Yeah, comets aren't a variable that you can vary and manipulate, Bob. I would expect you to know that, given that you just declared what an independent variable is.
Are you just going to continue to ramble on, Nathan?
Yeah, and point out what a complete fucktard you are. You complete and utter retard. You haven't got a variable that you can vary and manipulate to cause the phenomena of the stars, but you can rumpus me and project onto me, can't you, Bob? You complete fucktard. So comets aren't an independent variable. I'll ask again in that case. What are the independent variables being used in the pseudoscience of astrophysicists' realm of science?
Hello, Bob.
He's already answered the question.
Not you, Kosho.
You know
again, Kosho. Yeah, your teammate is getting a pasting. That doesn't mean you need to come to his rescue. Doesn't mean you need to virtue signal. It just means you need to shut the fuck up and watch Bob the scientist get his ass handed to him by me.
Nathan. Hey, theater major.
Oh, right, now it's ad hominem time. Well done with the ad hominem. I'd like the independent variable used by astrophysicists.
What's an ad hominem about calling you a theater major? Are you not a theater major?
Sorry, what relevance does this have to the independent variable used by a pseudoscientist?
You said it was an ad hominem attack. Are you saying I'm attacking theater majors?
It is ad
hominem attack because you're attacking his person rather than the argument. By definition,
I'm not attacking Nathan.
That is an ad hominem.
I just addressed him by his degree. Are you not a theater major, Nathan?
Yeah, I'll say it again. No. It's just been illustrated twice by both me and John. This does not address the question. It attacks me, the man. Ad hominem, at the man. So your address to me being a theatre major does not address the actual issue and instead addresses me, the man. Ad hominem.
I was trying to get the man's attention.
Man.
May I speak now?
So again, Bob the fallacy guy has used a fallacy. I've pointed it out and you've denied it, claiming it's not a fallacy because all you have is denial and fallacy.
May I speak?
I'll ask again because you've distracted away from the point with an ad hominem. So, what's the independent variable being used by pseudoscience astrophysicists?
I don't know what pseudoscience astrophysicists do, but
that's what they are. They're pseudoscientists, because unless you can give me an independent variable as declared by you needed in an experiment, then they're not doing science.
How do you say that?
Because if I've just explained it, literally, what was it, 4 seconds ago? Literally, it was 4 seconds ago.
Okay, who defines that the experimenter must personally, by hand, vary something, or does the experimenter just simply need to have something that they vary?
Let me answer that. Let me answer
Okay,
that.
so
Let me answer that,
saying,
Bob. Let me answer. That would be you. You were the one who answered that question by declaring that you should have a variable. So yeah, that would be you that defined that, Bob. You stupid idiot. I mean, this is very amusing, Bob, but you are quite literally a fucktard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're quite amusing.
You're a doctor?
Now, I'm going to pin you down on this, Nathan. Are you telling me that unless the examiner personally and physically manipulates something, they can't manipulate it?
Yes, an independent variable must be capable of being varied and manipulated by the researcher. It also is your presumed cause of the effect. It also must be real. So things like R, they don't count. Things like gravity, they don't count. It must be something real and capable of being varied and manipulated by you, the researcher.